Ordinary session of the 5th Parliament of the Pan-African Parliament is on the way in South Africa. The discussions are being centered on the COVID-19 pandemic and its challenges on the African continent, and the need for the continent to come together to find a solution to the pandemic. The week-long session will also see the consideration and adoption of several reports of the permanent committees. Details of that in this report.
The Pan-African Parliament was set up to ensure the full participation of Africans in the economic development and integration of the continent. The Parliament is also intended as a platform for people from all African states to be involved in discussions and decision-making on the problems and challenges facing the continent. This fourth session is a week-long program that will see African parliamentarians engage under the African Union 2021 theme, Year of Arts, Culture and Heritage. The opening session was dominated by concerns regarding the COVID-19 pandemic, particularly the role that African leaders need to play to ensure the protection of the people of this continent and not depend on the generosity of others. A number of speakers agree that in order for these leaders to achieve that, unity is key.
One thing the pandemic of COVID-19 has taught all of us is that we must hasten the process of regional and continental integration, because acting together will boost our capacity to succeed. We must encourage South Africa, Rwanda, Senegal, Ghana and others to develop the capacity to produce our own vaccines so that we can more effectively deal with future pandemics and not be dependent on foreign supplies and benevolence for the protection of our peoples.
It is particularly disappointing that decades after independence, Africa could not manage to produce its own homegrown vaccine. This tells us that a lot needs to be done to achieve our African shared vision, and this Parliament has a big role to play in that regard.
It is time that we recognize that unity is not just because we show might, we show wealth, we show how we can speak. Unity is sometimes you reducing your pace to the slowest amongst us. You accepting that all of us need to get to where all of us must get, because the end game is about unifying, it is about building relations, it is about building people, and therefore building the economy of Africa.
Other leaders called for the recognition of the endeavors undertaken by the African leaders thus far in tackling the pandemic.
The socio-economic impact of this pandemic will be felt for quite some time. However, there are glimmers of hope, particularly as we observe many of our governments and leaders initiating the first steps of national vaccination programs.
Former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo is also expected to deliver a message in one of the set programs here.